Fayetteville Public Library is hosting a festival featuring authors, events, and for readers for all ages. And joining us today is best-selling author and U of A alumna, Ayanna Gray. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Of course.
Good to see you in person because we interviewed you before, but it was via Zoom. So
Yes.
good to have you here in person.
It's lovely to be here.
Yeah. Let's talk about what sparked your passion for writing.
You know, I don't even know. It's something that I've just been doing my entire life. I really don't even remember the first story I ever wrote, but you know, when you have that thing that you love or that thing that you're good at, you just pick it up by yourself. My parents certainly didn't tell me to start writing.
Yeah.
I just did it because I wanted to.
Passionate about
So as
it.
long as you can remember, you've been writing.
Or storytelling in some form or fashion. Before I could write, I was drawing and putting papers together and creating stories that way, or telling my siblings stories. So it's just kind of been in my DNA.
Yeah, I love that. So you've got your Beasts of Prey trilogy. So Beasts of Prey is out. I recently finished that. Now I'm on to Beasts of Ruin. Yes. So that's new. Where's the inspiration for this trilogy? Where did that come about?
Actually, a lot of the inspiration comes from here in Fayetteville, and specifically the University of Arkansas, because I went there.
Okay.
So some of the coursework that I had while I was a student played a really instrumental role. I studied abroad in Ghana with the African and African American Studies Department, and that was a life-changing experience. And I love fantasy, I always have, but while I was in Ghana, I wondered, why are there not more magical stories set in places that look like this with people who look like me?
Sure.
And that idea kind of got in my head, and then I took a course, actually in Old Main, that was about political violence. We were up in the tower having these really heavy discussions about essentially good and evil and how easy it is to manipulate ideas of good and evil. And so that idea, along with this desire to have a fantasy world set in an African setting, kind of came together, and I started writing Beasts of Prey a few days after I graduated from the University of Arkansas and didn't have a plan for my life yet. So I thought I'll just tell a story.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a great plan.
Well, we're about to say it worked out well for you, of course. Let's talk about the importance of your characters and how diverse they are. Why was that important for you to have those diverse characters in your books?
Again, I think when you're a kid, you don't realize how much of an impact it is when you don't see yourself in stories, and especially when you don't see yourself centered in stories. It gives you kind of an implicit message about where you belong in society and where you belong in the story. As a girl, if I never saw myself as a hero, I thought, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be the hero. Maybe other people are supposed to be the hero. Maybe I'm always supposed to be the sidekick. So I wanted to write a story where especially black kids got to see themselves be the heroes, black girls and black boys, because I have a brother who I know grew up feeling similarly to how I did. And I wanted to write a story where especially black kids could feel proud of their heritage and be like, oh, wow, there are cool things that I get to have characters who look like me go on grand adventures.
Sure,
Yeah,
absolutely,
certainly.
yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to aspiring writers out there?
I always tell writers, read, and then read more. Read books that you like, read books that you don't like. Every book has a lesson. And really, I've taken creative writing courses, including at the University of Arkansas, but the best teacher for me was just reading and consuming books and learning, okay, how do I'm feeling this way, how do I create that feeling when I'm telling stories?
Yeah. So very important.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
there's an opportunity for our Northwest Arkansas audience to meet you, right? You've got some details of an event coming up where you're partnering with the Fayetteville Public Library for
Yes.
True Lit. What can you tell us about that event?
Yes, so I will be Fayetteville Public Libraries putting on True Lit Book Festival. This is my first time here for it. I'll be visiting, I think, maybe eight junior high schools and high schools. There's an event that I'll be doing in the evening, I think, at Fayetteville Public Library. So I really wanted the chance to really meet students and people from the Northwest Arkansas community, because I tell people I'm just a kid from Arkansas. So, yeah.
Well, we're so glad you're here, and thank you for joining us
thank you
today.
so
And it's
much.
going to be a great time with you here as part of this True Lit Festival. So thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.